let's talk how to be that girl. What's up you guys, it's your girl Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. If you are new here, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. I post videos every single Sunday and I would love to see you in the next one. Alright besties, today we are talking how to become that girl in 2022 and beyond, as well as realistic daily habits and also how I manifest my dream life. Before we jump into the video, I wanted to chat through what being that girl actually means and also kind of what it means to me personally, because I know everybody has different opinions. Some people think it's toxic, some people think it's healthy. There's a lot of opinions and I just wanted to share mine. If you're unfamiliar with the idea of what that girl actually is, essentially it's this like aesthetic, glamorized, highest version, Pinterest, Tumblr vibe version of yourself. Essentially, the that girl aesthetic is the person that you wish you were on your Pinterest board. On one hand, I feel like the that girl trend or the aesthetic has really instilled a lot of healthy habits in a lot of people. But on the other hand, I do think that there are a lot of toxic qualities or barriers to entry when it comes to the that girl aesthetic. Some of those things being people who already come from money, people who don't fit in the skinny white girl aesthetic, people who don't have perfect skin or don't have perfect hair or don't have those types of jobs where they can stay at home all day and film that content and be like that girl that they are seeing on the internet. That being said, I do realize that I do have one of those jobs where I can sit here, this is my job, I work from home, I have time to film this content and these types of videos, but I do know that it's a very large barrier to entry for a lot of people and a lot of reasons why people don't really like the that girl aesthetic. Me personally, I feel as though I deviate a little bit from the traditional that girl aesthetic vibe type of thing, because for me personally, at the end of the day, how I see myself is that girl is the most idealized, highest good person that I want to be in my head, and it's about me specifically and not following the trends of everybody else. If any of what I just described is kind of hitting home for you, or you've struggled with being that girl because you don't necessarily fit in the mold that has really been placed on the aesthetic, then this video is for you, because I want to talk today about realistic daily habits and manifesting your dream life so you can really live your that girl life and not anyone else's. With that being said, let's get into the video. The first thing I want to talk about is realistic daily habits. Now this is something I know that is very involved in the that girl aesthetic community, is the idea of habits. Now this comes through things like morning routines, night routines, workout routines, food prepping and meal prepping and all of those types of routines, and I feel like when I watch them they're very aesthetically pleasing, like my eyeballs like it, but then sometimes I try to make that into my reality and it just doesn't 100% mesh for me. And I did want to share some of my actual realistic habits that you can also emulate in your life that will make you feel elevated without feeling stressed or overwhelmed that it's not perfect. My first realistic daily habit is waking up early. This doesn't necessarily mean wake up at 5 a.m., wake up at 6 a.m. There is no magic number to wake up at to be that girl. The reason that I'm very team waking up early is because I like to give myself enough time to really experience my morning. I don't really enjoy rushing. I don't enjoy waking up and doing a million things and then going straight into work. Even though I work from home, I do give myself regular 9 to 5 hours. So I am in my office working by 9 a.m. almost every single day. So I like to give myself enough time to do things like go to the gym or read or journal or just have alone time, so I'm not stressing myself out in the morning. My second realistic habit that you can implement in your life right now is having a good morning routine. Now this doesn't have to be like a 12-step program where you wake up and you do X, Y, and Z and and then suddenly you're doing like a million extra things that you wouldn't normally do in the morning because the TikTok told you to do it. What this actually means is creating a system or a good routine in the morning that works for you. For me personally, I do something called SAVERS, which stands for silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scripting. This is from a book called The Miracle Morning Routine, which I actually haven't read, but I looked very much into SAVERS as a whole in terms of a morning routine. Having something like SAVERS to kind of hold on to and do consistently helps me to set myself up for my day, because one, it's almost second nature at this point, and two, it incorporates a lot of healthy habits into just one easy to follow routine. So if you are looking for a morning routine to implement right now that is very easy and simple but still effective, this is savers. S stands for silence, which I take as something like meditation. After that, I would go into the A step, which is affirmations. Affirmations I love because they are really affirming out loud what you want. These are statements like, I am successful, I am powerful, I am happy. Anything like that that has an I am in the present tense is an affirmation. And I've also noticed they kind of just set me up for a better day because I feel good. Next up in the acronym is V, which stands for visualization, which is one of my favorite parts, and that is literally where I sit here, I throw on a manifestation track, and I think about what my dream life looks like, and I really visualize it. E stands for exercise, which in the morning, I am not really the girl who is running or doing a lift or doing any of those things. It's really not for me. In the morning, my exercise consists of stretching, of yoga, of maybe like a 30-minute walk on the treadmill. I am not like a hit in the morning cardio type of girl. I'm not like a cardio type of girl, period, but especially not in the morning. My goal for this is simply just 10 minutes of exercise in the morning. For the most part, it is actually yoga. I will do a 10-minute yoga flow. I will put on like a manifestation track or like ethereal audio or maybe some more affirmations while I literally just stretch in my living room for 10 minutes. Next up in the acronym is R, which stands for reading. I have been like a nerdy book person for my entire life. I take the time in the morning to actually read more heavier content, things like habit building or things about finance or business books versus fiction books, because for me personally, my brain works a little bit better in the morning than it does at night, and trying to absorb that type of information just doesn't really work out for me. However, if you're the opposite and you want to read fiction in the morning or something that's light and easy, you can do that too. The whole point of the R step is just to read for 10 minutes every single day. The last step in the acronym is the S, the second S, and it stands for scripting. I am so obsessed with scripting. Visualization and scripting are my two top tools to manifest literally anything in my life, and I've used them over and over again to be able to take the thoughts, write them down, and then see them in my actual reality. Scripting essentially is writing down exactly what you want in a present tense. For example, if I was manifesting a new home or a new car, I would write it in the tense of, I am so happy that today I went and I picked up my new vehicle. I paid XYZ amount of money for it. It was such a good deal. I went through these people. It's this color. It's getting very specific with what you are seeing in your head and then writing it out in a way that, like I said earlier, you can kind of pick up on the cues in your reality. I know that was a lot for a daily habit, but moving on to our next one is upping your water intake. This is really important regardless if you are that girl, aesthetic girl, or just a regular person who is trying to up and elevate their life. Water is so important. I know this one can be hard for some people because some people just like don't enjoy drinking water. They just don't like how it tastes, or they would rather drink like an energy drink or a coffee, which I totally understand, but water is so important for us. It's hydrating, it's nourishing, it's good for our organs, it's good for our skin, it's good for our overall health, and it's just very important. My last realistic daily habit is look good, feel good. Now this has nothing to do with something like your body. It has everything to do with your clothing and how you present yourself. I find, especially when I work from home, putting on like a cute little outfit or anything that like takes me out of my pajamas, chilling type of state makes me feel better about myself, makes me feel a lot more productive, and overall makes me a lot happier. It's kind of like how they say like you feel more motivated to go to the gym when you're wearing a cute gym outfit. I feel that kind of same way just about life in general. So when I look good, I also feel good, which is why I will do like makeup, I will do my hair, and I will do an outfit even if I'm not leaving my house for the day, because it makes me feel better and it overall contributes to the person that I see in my head, the girl that I see in my head. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about manifesting your dream life as that girl in 2022 and beyond. As I mentioned earlier, manifestation is something that I love and I practice every single day through my Savers morning routine, and I really think it's a core reason why I do have most of the things that I have in my life now. Something that I also want you to remember is that manifestation isn't necessarily rub a wishing well or a genie lamp or anything and it just happens in your life. Your manifestations don't work unless you do the work. Manifestation really, as I see it, helps you have more of a positive mindset and a consistent focus on your goals so that you're working towards them them every day instead of just thinking that you want something and then doing no work towards it, because at the end of the day, your dreams don't work if you don't work. For me personally, I love doing things like my Dream 10 life, making vision boards for like different seasons, be that spring, summer, winter, just different times in my life, doing a 30-day meditation manifestation, so many different things like scripting and visualization as well that I love to do as part of manifesting my dream life. Your subconscious brain is so powerful, and continuing to feed it these positive affirmations and these positive outlooks and desires that you want in your life actually helps to propel you forward, because you're subconsciously consistently thinking of that girl that you want to be in your head, so you can be her now and not later. There are so many different ways to manifest things into your life. There are so many different rules. There's law of assumption. There is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There is visualization. There is Dream 10 life. There are so many different ways to manifest your dream life completely. And if you would like me to go into a further video of exactly how to do those things, please let me know in a comment down below, because I would love to talk about manifestation with you as well. Something I wanted to talk about that I actually don't see a lot of people talk about is the toxic version of being that girl, or the toxic ideology behind it, and how, you know, things like making sure that you're that girl every single day and being perfect and doing these routines every day actually is a struggle for most people. Me personally, I have dysthymia, which I've talked about before on this channel, which is mild persistent depression, which means essentially I'm not depressed enough to go on meds, but I'm also not depressed. And that sometimes kicks my ass. Sometimes I have no motivation, I don't want to do things, I don't want to get out of bed, I want to nap all day, my house becomes a state of disarray, my life becomes a state of disarray, and in the eyes of the that girl aesthetic, that is not really the vibe. That is not that girl. She is not that girl. However, I do want to say that a lot of that stuff is really normal. I do think that on the toxic end of the that girl aesthetic, there is a kind of problem where people are trying to be perceived as perfect every single day, and they say, you should be this way too, or you should do that too. At least that's kind of what I'm gleaning off some of this content. I just kind of wanted to sit down and I wanted to remind you guys that something that real that girls have is compassion, specifically self-compassion. We can't wake up every day and do things 100% right for the rest of our lives until we die. It's super unrealistic to think that you're never going to struggle, or you're never going to have a problem, or you're going to do these things every single day for the rest of your life and you will be that girl and you will reach that height and that aesthetic. Being the highest, most aligned, most aesthetic, most that girl version of yourself doesn't mean sacrificing other things in your life. I personally will not say no to an extra piece of cake or a margarita or time past my regular bedtime to spend with my friends in exchange for things like waking up at 6 a.m. to drink a green smoothie, or not eating that extra slice of cake because that girls only eat like poke bowls and drink 18 liters of water a day. I will simply not sacrifice happiness and fulfillment in my life in the pursuit of a that girl aesthetic or any aesthetic. And I just wanted to remind you that you don't have to do that either. Being that girl means being your highest, most aligned, most divine version of yourself, and it absolutely does not mean sacrificing your joy in the pursuit of a trend. With that being said, I hope you guys found this video very helpful, very inspiring, and if you have any questions or you want to chat further, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to talk to you about that girl, manifestations, anything in between, habits. You know I love a habit. Anything in between in the comments down below. That is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. I post videos every single Sunday. I would love to see you in the next one. And for now, bye!